Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Jim Bottrell, broker owner of Art and Real Estate Services, the Bottrell team. This is going to be my second video in probably was going to be a long series of videos that's specifically designed to be on a private Facebook page for all of our past clients. All those people that bought, well, mostly bought homes with us, but people who sold homes with us too are obviously invited on this. The reason we're doing it is because we've discovered there's been a number of people who we sold homes to who made that correct decision to go into home ownership. They've been taken advantage of in one respect or another from outside vendors after they own. I just did a video on all the myriad of refinance letters that you're going to get inside the mail and maybe why you maybe shouldn't do that, and offered some ways around that, maybe give some advice on that. What I want to talk about right now is the HERO program. It's a very popular program here in California and Missouri. HERO, interestingly enough, doesn't have anything to do with being a hero. It's not what you'd think with the military, the police, first responders, things like that. It actually stands for Home Energy Renovation Opportunity, which sounds wonderful. The problem is there's a couple things that aren't so good with it. In fact, they're really, really bad. I'm not saying don't do the HERO program, but I'm saying just really, ask the correct questions, and I'm going to give you some of the correct questions during the course of this video. We recently had a seller. I'm just going to give you a scenario real quick. We recently had a seller that we just sold their house. We helped them buy the house about 3 or 4 years ago. And I sat down with them personally and we started going through everything. Okay, this is what you're going to net on the sale of your house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then they told me, said, well, we have, one of the questions I always ask, do you have any leased or liened items? It typically refers to solar, solar leases and things like that, which are great. Solar is something that I think is wonderful if you actually need it. Some people have it, believe it or not, that don't actually need it. And they said, yes, we have these. We have 2 HERO loans. And at that point in time, I'm thinking, oh, my Lord, we're going to be in trouble here. They tell me about the first one. It's a solar lease. Okay, that's great. You get the solar panels on top of the house. I asked a question, though. I said, when I walked around the house, I didn't, obviously we know you didn't have a pool, but I didn't see that you had AC either. It's like, well, we don't. And I started asking, well, why do you need solar then? I mean, your bill can't be that much. But, either way, they said, and the other one is for the artificial turf that we have in front of the house. And I said, okay, I'm going to need to see the paperwork on these. And so they managed to get all the paperwork, and I sat at their kitchen table and I went through it and I said, okay, so you have a $23,000 for solar, and take a seat, $26,000 for the turf in their front yard, the artificial turf. And you want to, I didn't say too much about it, but I was just kind of shocked about that. And the HERO program comes in where the salesman will come in and say, well, this is great. It's for you. There are no payments. It's an asset to your house. This is how they sell it. It's an asset to your house. It's something you're going to be able to sell later on. You can get more money for your house because you have these solar panels, because you have this turf or whatever. And the fact is that you really can't. But the salesman's going to tell you that it's fully transferable and you can get more money for your house. And I'm going to tell you that's 2 lies for the price of 1. It is fully transferable. I will admit that. However, the buyer for your home, when you go to sell your house, the buyer is getting a first trust deed when they get the loan. The first trust deed means that lender who's loaning the X number of hundreds of thousands of dollars for your house, if that loan should go sideways, if for some reason you can't afford the payments, whatever, that lender is in first position, meaning they can come in and they can facilitate the foreclosure or whatever it is, and they get paid first. The problem is with HERO, unlike a lease or other types of loans, it actually goes onto your tax records. Now, the HERO salesman will say, that's a great idea because it's tax deductible and all this other great stuff. And it's okay, fine, it is. But the problem is that is a tax lien, and a tax lien will now be in the first position. So while the HERO program is transferable to any new buyer, the problem is the new buyer can't get a loan on the house because the lender for them will not loan in the second position. You're getting a first trust deed. The first trust deed means I'm in the first position. So we've done a ton of these, and we've probably done 50 or 60 of them. We represented the sellers now. And only one time did we actually find a lender that would actually loan in that second position, actually make the deal work. And every single other time, the homeowner had to pay it off. And the problem is that's so expensive, because think of it like the HERO program, or the HERO salesman will be in your kitchen, and he's only going to talk to you about the payment. So it's kind of like a lease. If you ever leased a car, you notice the one topic that never comes up, how much you're actually paying for it. They only talk payment. So if you're only talking payment, it's a payment you can afford. You never actually do the math to find out how much you're paying for it. So these particular owners that I was talking to you about, they were on the hook for $49,000 in turf and, of course, solar. Now, were they able to sell their house for more money? Maybe a little bit, but certainly not $49,000. If you're trying to transfer it to the new owner, you're not going to be able to sell your house for more money because the new buyers have to make the payments on it. So, just some of those simple things. We had one recently where the people had new AC unit put on their house, and it created a number of problems because the payoff on it was $19,000. But they were only focusing on the fact that the payment was like $180 a month or something like that. But when we got the payoff paperwork, $19,000, I'm like, wow, you can get a whole new AC system for like $7,000. But again, the HERO program was using the lease theory on that, only talking about the payments. The client signed up for it, so I'm not saying that the HERO guy is a bad guy. He's doing his job. His job is to come in and tell you all the great things about the program and how it all works and it's to your benefit and stuff like that, and good on him. That's it. But I'm telling you as the homeowners, please do the math. All right, please determine whether or not this is really good for you. Please understand that you probably 49 out of 50 times, you're going to have a challenge in getting the new buyer to assume those payments. Not because the new buyer doesn't want to, not because you don't want to, and not because it's not transferable. It's because that buyer's lender won't lend on the property. So it's really nobody's fault in the transaction. It's the lender's, but it is their guidelines. They're doing a first trust deed. They should be in the first position. So there's a lot of interesting things that go with the HERO program. Again, if you have any questions on it, you can just give me a call, give my office a call. Either way, we'll be happy to talk about it. Again, this message is going out to our private Facebook page, which is all of our past clients, but I'm assuming that it's probably going to get shared a few times. So if you weren't my past client, you can still call me. Again, I have no dog in this fight whatsoever. This is not something that I can make any money off of. You just ask me for some advice, and I'm going to give you my advice. I'm going to walk you through the questions that you need to ask, and then you make a decision whether or not it's something you want to do. The office number is 760-533-0532, and you can even give me a call on my personal cell phone number, which is fine too, 760-390-2835. Again, 760-390-2835. Please feel free to give me a call and ask those questions about that. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask questions again. As always, most of you know that I was a 10-year veteran, United States Marine Corps combat veteran. One of my big charities right now is, not right now, it's always been our charity, is we always support our wounded brothers and sisters in the services. Behind me, you'll see a check for Wounded Warrior Homes. It's actually a local charity that provides housing to wounded veterans that have TBI, PTSD, things like that, and they're kind of maybe struggling getting back into society. So Wounded Warrior Homes is a 100% charity-driven organization that provides housing for these single service members for pretty much as long as they need. What I do to help that along is anytime anybody ever refers a buyer or a seller to me or my team, and we end up closing that transaction, I'm going to donate $500 of my money in that referrer's name to Wounded Warrior Homes. Again, you can see the check behind me. You can see we wore the check out and actually had to put white duct tape on the date and the name of whoever referred it. And it looks like we're probably going to have to put another roll of white duct tape on there. My goal is to raise $25,000 for veterans each and every year. I just missed it last year. I'm really hoping not to miss it this year. So if you know somebody who's thinking of buying or selling a home, just have them give me a call, or you can contact me, give me their number, and that way we know the connection is going to happen. I hope you have a great day, and don't hesitate to give us a call. Thank you very much.